Yeah, no, the athletes, it doesn't stop for us. So baseball players are doing in-house, like in their apartment workouts. Brian is doing what we call prison workouts.
Getting
Uh,
swole.
it's like push-ups, sit-ups, shit. Like
Squats.
he loves it. He loves it. This is what he. That's basically all he used to do before, anyways.
Yeah.
So like he fought Max and he fought world championship fights doing nothing but push-ups and sit-ups and just ridiculous prison workouts, as he calls them. So he's back to doing that, but he loves it for a couple weeks. He'll get back on the strength training program as soon as we can get back in the gym.
That's one of
So
my
I,
favorite things about Brian Ortega. A lot of like casuals and people, they think because the way he looks, he's like clean cut. I'm like, nah, I'm pretty sure he's a fucking gangster. Like he's from the hood.
Oh, word?
you guys have no idea.
Yeah.
Really?
No, he's from the
Guy is
hood.
as real as it gets like that.
But he
Uh,
looks, his appearance, it's like, oh, this guy's got blue eyes, nice wavy hair. Like he's a hipster. No, he's a fucking gangster. Brian
Oh,
Ortega's
I
a
didn't know
gangster.
that about
Yeah.
him. One of my
he's
first
a
one of my first interactions with Brian Ortega, he had just gotten to UFC. We were at a UFC summit where they flew us in like groups to Vegas, and he was in my group of like 30. And it's like me, Chris Wade, Michael Johnson, at the one end of the table. And he had got there like kind of early and was sitting there, and he was by himself. And I'm like, I don't know, this guy's got to look back. I'm like, I know he's in my weight class, but like it seemed like he wouldn't keep his eyes off me. I'm like, yo, man, is this? Stop looking. Like, he just seemed like every time I looked in his direction, he was looking at me. At the time, I think I was like 6 in the.
Ooh,
Uh-huh.
I think I was up there. Yeah,
Sizing you
I
up.
knew he was sizing me up. I'm like, yo, you don't want this smoke, dog. Like, you did like start looking at these other dudes because you ain't here yet.
yeah.
Now he's fought for the title, fight for the title probably again before he's done.
Well, now that we got retired Menace, he's peaceful with everybody. Yeah.
No, he's a great guy. He really is super generous, really big heart. But man, yeah, he like
So him
we don't
smacking that
do stuff.
Korean dude makes sense.
Yeah.
Dude. So I saw him like 2 weeks ago or something, right? And he came into the gym, and this was like the Monday after all that stuff went down, and he just put his head down. And he's like, "I'm sorry, man." I'm like, because he knew. He's like, fuck. He was like a 12-year-old. Like when your 9-year-old walks in the room, you're like, "What did?" And he's just like, I didn't even have to say anything. He's just like, "Ugh, I gotta stop getting in trouble." But I knew, like when he said that a month before or whatever, he's like, "If I see this dude, I'm slapping him." I was like, "Dude, do not, Brian." Like, because people say that, you know.
Right.
But I'm like, you guys understand where this guy's from. Like, if he says he's gonna slap you on site, he's gonna slap you on site. It doesn't matter. Like, put the fucking like all cops there. Like, it doesn't matter. He's gonna slap you. Like, it's where he's from. Like, honor and your word. This stuff is really big deal. And so we're like, just do not do this. And he's like, if I see the dude, I'm slapping him. And we're like, oh, fantastic. Show enough. Like, and there's more to the story I can tell you guys.
Because I saw some articles on it. I was just
there's a lot more to the story that people don't really know. There's a lot more. It's really funny, but I mean, he knows. Like, he's like, man, I gotta stop doing that. But he's made a lot of improvements on that side of his life. He's made a lot, but
he does like a huge charity, right?
He does a lot, but he's young.
How old is he?
He hasn't been able. 20, late 20s,
Okay.
something like that. But he's also young money, you know. Like, he doesn't come from anything, so he's just not used to the fame, and he's not used to the. So he's still like young like that, you know. Like,
Yeah.
and he knows better. He's making better stuff. He's cleaned up a lot of his life, but dude, he lives right across the street from the jail.
Oh wow.
And I was like, why do you live right here? And he's like, because I want to be as close to the cops as I possibly can. So he literally legit got a house right across the street from the precinct because he's like, I got to be as close as I can
To keep
to these
keep
guys.
himself
Just
in
so
line.
he doesn't fuck him up. Like,
Yeah.
Trying to be more accountable and like, and just breaking those habits and breaking those circles, and staying busy and things like that. Like, I gave him a ton of training to do right now because I'm like, you know, idle mind is a devil's workshop kind of stuff.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
make bad decisions, you know, like get you super tired, keep you real busy. And the fact that he's in LA, man. I mean, you guys know this because you're in New York a little, Den, but Like, imagine if you were in the city too, and you have the stuff he has. But
The access.
I mean, people every day, major celebrities are like, "Yo, bro, come up and do this. Come to this party. Come to this." And he's just like, "Nope, nope, nope." And I'm like, "Good." And just like big stuff. And he's like, "I got to do this because, you know, such and such wants me to come up to this party, whatever, and Modelo wants me to do it or whatever." And in camp, we have to just be like, no. So he's getting a lot better.
In camp, I'd be awesome being no. Outside of camp, I'm like, let's fucking go.
Yeah.
And it's hard, man. So he's getting better, but he's fun, man. He's super fun to work with. All you guys are special and different, and he's a different kind of different. But I told him this like straight up. I said, like, this is after he fought Max, and I was like, man, you fought for a world title. You're 14-1, and you're one of the least athletic fighters I've ever worked with.
Really?
Like, physically. Dude, if we get you even remotely athletic, you're going to be fucking unstoppable. It's not that he's not athletic. He's not trained in those areas at all. You know what I mean? Like, his speed, his strength, like, all that stuff is really, really low. And he's like, okay, and now we've been training it.
He's got probably amazing, like, static strength. Because I've seen him grab some dude's fucking neck.
In the 3rd round, yeah.
He's got special strength. Like, if you put him in a weight room, you'd be like, wow.
Yeah.
What the hell? But when he grabs your neck, you're just like, they're like, I thought I was going to die. My head is going to explode. I never felt anything like that. And I've seen him do things in training, man, in sparring, where you're like, how did you even do that?
Yeah.
He's, I'll put it this way. The way I describe Brian is he's playing a different game than everybody else is. Like, when he's fighting, he's playing a way different game. And he has one special skill, fighting-wise, that I've only seen in a few people. And it's his vision. Like, he sees fighting is so natural because he's been in so many fights to him, but it's just so natural. I mean, kind of like you had, where you're just like, some people just don't care about getting punched. No one likes to get punched.
Right.
But it just doesn't really affect them too much.
Right.
And he has that where, like, he can see punches and stuff, and he's fine just slipping the punch and moving. The problem is, at this point in his career, he just didn't have the offensive skill set to do much back. But his vision with what he sees and was able to move, and his what's the word I'm looking for? But his fight instincts are just so off the chart.
Yeah.
So now I'm like, if we can put the physical stuff, which the beauty of it is, I'm like, dude, that's the stuff that we can't train or teach.
Right. And you already got it.
If we can put the physical stuff just to be moderate, and you can match that stuff, and then striking-wise, developing some offensive skills outside of just natural punching power and instinct, then you got a real chance to be real competitive. Because when he fought Max, he just didn't know what to do. You know, like,
he
when you watch
looked
a
awesome against Frankie. I never saw that in my life. I was like, what?
All natural, man. Like, he saw what Frankie was doing, and I can tell you, there's 3 times in his finishes that I could tell you about where, like, they made the finish up in the locker room right before they walked out. So I was in Fresno when he fought Cub Swanson. And remember when he choked out Cub?
Yep.
Dude, I swear to God, Henner legit showed him that right before they walked out.
What, the guillotine?
That specific jumping guillotine up against the fence like that.
Yeah.
And Brian was like, no, that's not going to work. And Henner was like, no, I'm telling you, do it. And he got in that situation, he did it, and it worked, like, immediately.
Yeah. Jeez.
He did that in the Moicano fight, the same thing. The Moicano fight was exactly, like, they was down. They was to figure out, like, okay, if we do this combo in this spot, he always shoots a double, or always shoots a single leg off of it. You can grab his neck. And he did it, and exactly what Moicano did, and pulled him. And then there was another one, too, where he showed him right as they walked out, and he did it, and then he got a submission like that, too.
Yeah, but, I mean, that's like, so him with jiu-jitsu is kind of like me with wrestling. You could just show me one thing, like, oh, okay, yeah, that's
100%.
You know what I mean? It's like, if they were trying to show me a submission before I walked up, I'd be like, hang on, I need like 70 more reps.
Yeah, that's what I mean with, like, he plays a different game out there, because he's not, like, in practice and stuff, he's not looking for things. He's just so comfortable and confident in there. There's nothing phases him that he can go for things in submissions in positions where you're like, oh, you lost the position. He's like, I don't even care about the position.
Yeah,
because he has that ender skill, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kind of like just like you had with wrestling, you know, where it's like I don't really have to work my punches that much to make sure I'm in the right spot. Because if I need to go for takedown, like I can just do it. This is going to happen.
Yeah.
You're just going to react before you even know what's going to happen,
Right.
really. So you get that same instinct you had just in a different area of the game.